Hey, what's up guys? Jeffrey Winzenried here with Trailtime Confessions. This is episode 6, I believe, and we are in the Road to Uncovery series, finishing up with the achievement needs of the 6 basic human needs that we all share. And I am hiking the PCT. I am currently at 200 miles remaining on my trek. So I'm really excited about that. And I have roughly 8 or 9 days left here on the trail. Today is Saturday, October 12th, 2019. And we are gonna rock this episode out. We are talking about probably one of the most significant needs that I have felt out here on the trail, and it is definitely of one of my top priorities as far as my needs go. When I left Milwaukee in May, this past May, 4 months ago, actually tagged the border 4 months ago yesterday. So yesterday was my 4-month anniversary here on the trail. So when I left Milwaukee, my level of fulfillment for all of my needs was pretty low. I was in desperate need of change for my life after my whole life had just been dumped out, and I was forced to clean up the mess. So when things like that happen, you have your call to adventure. People either break, turn to substance, or you can look inward and dive deep. And that's exactly what I wanted to do. Giving up was never an option. Failure is inevitable. Life's most valuable lesson. And I knew that I needed connection and love as something that would help to make me feel better. And from my previous experiences hiking, I knew what the feeling felt like. Owning your own business, being a personal trainer, just being in front of so many people all the time is for your job. And I'm sure some of you guys can relate that it just sucks a lot of positive energy out of you. Even though it is very rewarding intrinsically to help people, if you're not in a place where you can help yourself, or you need help yourself, it's not going to be as effective, right? So my whole point in again elaborating on all these 6 basic needs that we all share is that looking inward, trying to find the source of your happiness is what I want you to do. Take an assessment of these needs and rate them based on how fulfilled you actually feel. And so, just to recap again, the 6 basic human needs that we all share, which is from Tony Robbins, you want to think of as like a hierarchy, almost like a hierarchy of needs. But these basic human needs that we all share are common amongst everybody in the world. And the first need is the need for certainty. And the need for certainty comes from avoidance of chaos and running to security. So comfort. The flip side of that coin, the paradox, is uncertainty or variety. And we can do that in many different ways in our life. And the other coin is significance, which is the third basic human need. And that represents independence, uniqueness, difference, the need to be wanted and loved. Think of things in your life that you do to make yourself stand out, to be independent, to be different from other people, okay? Now, the flip side of that coin is the topic of conversation today, and we are talking about connection and love. And so the paradox of feeling significant is that if you are too different from everybody else, if you try to position yourself or believe that you are so different, it creates space and distance and lack of connection. And so if you really think about it, so right now I am climbing the last highest peak on the PCT, San Jacinto, Mount San Jacinto. I can't pronounce that, so you can make fun of me all you want. It is roughly just under 9,000 feet of elevation gain over the next couple miles. So my point here with that is, if you want to feel connection and love, do something that is going to make you feel so insignificant, like climbing a mountain. Climbing a mountain is essentially just pouring out the significant feelings that you have. And really, all that you're left with is the ability to feel connection and love. Being in nature is another way that, obviously, you've been watching my videos, is a way that you can connect with something other than yourself to make you feel that sense of groundedness and love. Getting a pet, a dog, or some kind of animal to help you feel that, again, that sense of connectedness. Now, connection and love doesn't necessarily have to mean a romantic relationship or an intimate relationship. It is, and it can be, but it doesn't have to be. And that's where most people, because their heart has been hurt, and maybe their heart is heavy from being hurt, that they close that part of themselves off and don't allow other people in, and are forced to settle for the crumbs of connection. And some people are okay with that, but just know that you may not feel 100% fulfilled. And really, that's the ultimate goal here, is in explaining all of these needs, is helping you guys realize what needs to be done as far as for yourself, so that you can constantly be evaluating how you're feeling. Are your needs being met? And are you feeling happy? Are you feeling fulfilled? Is there progress in your life? Are you growing? Are you contributing? And so in order to move to those higher level needs, the spirit needs of the spirit, growth and contribution, there's that barrier. If you're not taking care of yourself and your own personal needs, and I think one of the most important things to do, which most people these days lack, is actually connecting with yourself. And guys, I'm not talking about jerking off. Connecting with yourself means going for a walk. It doesn't have to necessarily be in nature. But really connecting with yourself. No distractions. Go and sit. Breathe in all the feelings that you have. And I can tell you, especially you know, if you're having relationship issues or blockages or issues in your marriage or in your relationship, if you are not connecting with yourself and able to articulate your needs and your feelings, fellas, and some women too, you're gonna have issues in your relationship. And that's not a good place to be. So I want you guys to think about how and what are the ways that you try to fill that cup of connection in your life. Are you connecting with yourself on a regular basis? Are you going for a hike in nature? Are you having meaningful conversations with your friends, your family, your coworkers, or even just a random person on the street? Another way that you can work connection into your life. And if you are in need of love, and that is what you are seeking, love is what you need to put out. Whatever need that you are seeking, give. Give a lot of it. And I can promise you that if you do that, you will get it in return. So connection and love is about receiving love, your ability to accept connection and love. Connection is communication. Love is a feeling. And sometimes that feeling can hurt. I know. I've had my heart broken, right? Most of us have. And the cool thing about these needs is that you can overcome them. You can pour some different water in and feel more fulfilled. You can easily do that just by making some different decisions in your life. Now, thinking about relationships and connection and love, romantic relationships, we all, I'm sure, have been in one or know some people who have started a relationship. Everything is all fine and dandy. In the beginning, there's excitement, there's variety, and then there reaches a point where you don't feel that same connection and love as you had in the beginning. So what do most people do? They try to demand significance. They try to demand a connection and love. And usually, for the most part, most people, it turns them off, pushes them away. And so learning to be significant in a positive way, keeping your independence in a relationship is also very important too. Because if you dive in so deep into a relationship with another person and you have a sense of identity loss, you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle to want to yearn for significance. So you might act out, you might do things that help to fulfill that need of significance. So instead of trying to wait for this problem to happen, if both people in the relationship respect each other's needs and understand the fact that we are all individuals, we all need that feeling of significance in our life, and we all need to personally be able to do and fulfill these needs ourselves, there will just be a better understanding all around of respect for the other person. And so I hope that makes sense. So yeah, you can see where connection and love are needed in order to move up to the spiritual needs, which we'll be talking about this next week as I finish my trek and move into my last week of hiking here on the PCT. It's pretty relevant that the topic of conversation next week, as I finish my trek, is about growth and contribution. So I'm going to be doing a lot of reflecting, connecting with myself to be able to articulate back to you guys how I want to continue to grow for me and for my life, and for how I want to help contribute back to my community, back to the world, back to humanity, back to myself, back to my partner, back to my family and friends, and back to my new business and my new clients and all the people that I will help in the future. So thinking about that this next week is going to be of my top priority. Obviously, it's been on my mind for the last 4 months, but it is it's coming to an end, at least this part of the journey. And being able to connect with you guys on the trail over these last 4 months has been very, very rewarding for me in my process of helping to uncover and become the person I've always wanted to be. And connecting with myself out here on this solo PCT SOBO trek has been hands down the best thing I've ever done for me personally. And I mean that and feel that to the depths of my soul. And I am a forever changed person. And I believe that 100%. And I am truly happy. I have found happiness through progress here on the trail, through diving deep into my soul, asking questions, lifting barriers, kicking over obstacles, breaking through windows, and finding beauty in all of the mess that has been laid out on the trail for me. And that connection that I have to this long dirt line is the strongest connection that I have ever felt personally, other than love. And my connection to nature now is solidified. It is so strong, and I need to have this in my life moving forward, because the feelings that I have, that I feel out here, are so immense. It makes me feel alive, and I never ever want to give that up. And I hope that by you watching my videos, especially this video on connection and love, that you take the time for yourself to connect. I think it is one of the most important things that you can do in your life. Because if you are not happy, if you are not grounded, you're gonna be miserable your entire life. And nobody wants to hang out with a crabby ass person who's sad and angry all the time, right? I'd like to share with you guys something that happened this morning. I got a text from somebody from my past, a professional relationship that had gone sour. And I think back to, when a relationship, no matter what kind it is, it ends. I don't like to burn bridges at all. And I know most people don't. And at the time, thinking back to certain incidents or conversations I've had with this person, I didn't know that they were struggling. I didn't know that they were unhappy, that they were having issues with alcohol and alcohol addiction. And understanding these needs now, I did it. I understand what that person was trying to do and how their behavior was reflective of them just trying to fulfill their needs. And I had a moment this morning when they texted me, "Hey, how have you been?" And I haven't really had any conversation with this person in a while. So any feelings of, I don't know, resentment or anger have pretty much left. I've gotten over quite a bit here on the trail through my connection and love. And I had simply just explained how I have been and that I've been amazing, and that, you know, I was curious to what prompted this person to send me a message and reach out. And she had said that she had been struggling and is now seeking therapy, and wanted to apologize for her behavior. And I took a deep breath and accepted it. And even before she said that through the text, I was responding with, "I forgive you." And it was a very powerful moment, because this person has a very nurturing soul, and she deserves to be happy, as does everybody. And it really made me realize my behavior and how somebody else's behavior can make you react differently than how you want to be. And that happens in relationships, intimate, professional, really any kind of relationship, right? There's just certain people who kind of turn that light switch on. And I think it's a lot easier to flip that switch when these basic human needs are not being met. If you're not completely fulfilled, you know, and somebody says, "Oh, you know, I have a hot temper," or, you know, a quick switch, I think that's what it is really pertaining to. You know, the idea of so quick to judge, so quick to get upset, or so quick to react, is because there's nothing left in your cups. If you have fulfillment, if you feel happy, if you're 100% or 99.9% fulfilled, it's really hard to piss you off. If all of your needs are being met, and your top two are love and contribution, it's hard not to love somebody who's hating you. And I forgave her, and she forgave me. And it was a very positive, happy moment for me. And it gave me a sense of release. And I'm very thankful that she reached out. And I hope that if there's anybody in your life and you're thinking of them right now that you want to apologize to, I highly recommend doing it, including yourself. Acceptance and forgiveness are all evolved feelings. They are the feelings that we all should try and seek, and that we all should try to work into our life on a daily basis. And forgiveness is never about the other person. It's about you. It's about these feelings that you have inside of you that are causing you to feel upset. So if you can forgive yourself, you can forgive anybody. Because regret weighs more than forgiveness, that's for sure. Forgiveness weighs ounces, and regret weighs pounds. And so, thinking about connection and love, again, I want you to jot down what are ways in your life that you try to fulfill your cup of connection and love. How are those needs being met? What vehicles are you using on a daily basis to help fulfill those needs? Are they temporary vehicles? And do an assessment on your personal and romantic relationships. How fulfilled are you in these relationships that you have? What can you do to be a better person? What can you do to help your partner or the other person in that relationship help to understand your needs better? And in that understanding, you will have connection. You will have more fulfillment in your life. You'll have a greater sense of love. And again, we have to be able to meet these 4 personality or achievement or success needs by ourselves. These vehicles that we use to fulfill our cups, we have to drive. And if you don't, if you are not driving that vehicle, it is most likely a temporary fix, like taking an Uber. Okay, so in order to be completely happy, you have to focus on growth. You have to get to growth. And in order to grow, you have to be able to have your basic needs being fulfilled. The 4: certainty, uncertainty, significance, and connection and love. And then what we all should try to achieve in life is contribution, giving love back. And in order to give love, again, you have to have all of those needs being met. And that's what I want you all to try and search for in your life. So, I'm going to end this one a little short for you guys. I know it has been one of my most popular topics of conversation here on the trail, is how much connection and love that I do feel on this trail. And it has been the most important need that has been filled while I've been out here. And I'm very thankful to have been able to do this trek. And I'm very grateful for all your support and encouraging me, motivating me, giving me purpose outside of wanting to change. And I thank you for that. And I hope that by me doing these videos, that you feel a sense of connection to me. I hope that you have a stronger connection in the relationships in your life. And I hope it sparks an interest, a lifelong interest in seeking to become a better person and understanding yourself much more than you have ever felt in your entire life. Because just remember, if you're not growing, you're dying. And if you're not loving, you're hurting. So I'm gonna end with that. Again, thank you guys for watching me, supporting me, and following me on my trek as I finish the last 200 miles here on the PCT. Next week, again, is about growth and contribution, the spiritual needs. And I am gonna be moving into the spiritual realm tonight. Actually tomorrow, with the harvest full moon bright low in the sky. And if you're looking for closure, if you're looking for to reap the benefits of your hard work, do a full moon ceremony tomorrow. Sit and bathe with the light from the full moon. It will help to heal your heart. Ask for forgiveness and let go of your worries and anxieties and fears and anything that has been blocking you from becoming the person you're meant to be. I love you guys. You guys have a great Saturday. Take care.